also have questions because I have heard a couple of bills going through about clarity in the ballot initiative process. And we've come up here to speak about that. And so my question is, if the voters approve Proposition 123 in 2022, and a question, honestly, to set aside ongoing tax revenue for affordable housing, and I see that the Joint Budget Committee is allowed to transfer the money, but why? And why should we? If the voters approve the proposition to set aside the tax revenue for affordable housing, then why then, when we overspend and don't balance our budget, do we just get to, with one sweep of the pen, transfer $130 million from the Affordable Housing Financing Fund that the voters approved through a proposition, through the ballot, then just get to transfer that money to the general fund? If we are trying to pass legislation that clarifies the ballot initiative process, that says, oh, now if we run these ballot initiatives, they have to come from 3 pools of money, how does that work? So the citizens drive this ballot initiative process and they pull from these 3 pools of money, and then the JBC or the legislators just then get to, with one fell swoop, get to say, no, now we're going to take that pool of money and we're going to fund the general fund. I want make it make sense, because the taxpayers said, okay, you've got us. We are going to buy into this. We are going to say, yes, we are going to give that money to affordable housing. And now we have overspent. We have blanketed policy to give to this program and this program and this program, 2nd year in a row, 3rd year that we've had to have a special session, another year we're in a fiscal crisis where we're at the last minute trying to find money, and now we're robbing Peter to pay Paul, actually taking from the taxpayers that approved a proposition in 2022 set aside for affordable housing, and the General Assembly can just take that money, $130 million, and transfer it to the state's general fund. I don't understand it, and I think our constituents are completely confused by it. That they vote on something to go to a specific pot, and we've passed 2 different bills in here to provide clarity to ballot language. So now are we gonna say, okay, you can pass this initiative, but know that you can set aside this money, but if we're in a fiscal crisis because of policies being made, we can actually strip that money and then add that money into the general fund. Is that gonna be an aside in the blue book and on the ballot language? Because we're passing bills in here to clarify ballot language, so is there gonna be a little aside? I would love to know that. Because the voters approved this for affordable housing. They didn't say, when you're in a budget crisis, now you can take that money and apply it to the general fund. I don't think the voters would approve this. They want us to start balancing the budget within our means, not taking from a proposition that they approved $130 million for, the Affordable Housing Financing Fund, not to go to the general fund. Thank you.